Shalom, everybody. Shalom. Shalom. We are out here today. You see, I got my farm clothes on. I got long sleeve shirts on right now because I don't want to get bit by any bugs. And you understand, yeah, these are clothes that I don't mind getting dirty. Shalom. So we are live today outside before the sun goes down to show what people have been asking for such a long time. Guys, it's a little warm out here, but at the same time, it's the season where the pests are trying to come out. So y'all already know what I'm sipping, and I like to drink in glass a lot of the times. I'm sipping my BCAAs, BCAAs from KIIY supplements.com. That's KIIY supplements.com. To keep myself hydrated with our electrolyte formula in here. Yeah. What a day. I said I'm just gonna come on here today. We have a great interview for you next week. I'm going to be coming on here just today to show you a few basics. I even got me some watermelon out here in case I get too hot. Listen, guys, we're going to have some fun. Shalom, how y'all doing? I'm a country boy. I know they say black people love watermelon, but guess what? I really do. Yeah. When you out and about, this is something that's going to keep you hydrated and keep you going when you can't have no watermelon with you. Obviously, if you can have you some watermelon for some electrolytes going in your little lunchbox. But that's why we make an electrolyte formula and BCAAs to keep you hydrated and to keep you, those of you who do the bodybuilding, on point. My goodness. The good thing about this, when you're done with it, we're going to be talking about some of this today. Put it in your compost. Give it to put it in your chicken coop or give it to your goats. Many minerals that's back in this. What's the name of the supplements? Let me type it in there for you before I start because I want to get into the show before the sun goes down. Hey, fly, get off. That's the only thing about being out here. The fly trying to get me stuff. Supplements.com. So all of my stuff I made it taste specifically good for black people. It sounds racist, right? I'm just joking, man. Nah, I actually, and the reason why I said it like that for a joke is because a lot of our people are still transitioning to learn how to drink water. You should be drinking water, but a lot of us are having to have filters to filter out the city water, which indirectly takes out of a lot of the minerals that we deal with. I have a distiller because sometimes I drink distilled water, but you still want to make sure that you get your minerals and that you're not flushing your minerals out your body. Okay, so you have to have that fine balance. A lot of us like, I drink a gallon of water a day, but then it might be flushing your minerals out, depending on what type of water you're drinking. So you don't want to overdrink this alkaline water that they're marketing out there and all that. No, you don't want to drink too much alkaline. That tastes like Kool-Aid. It's good when it drip a little bit right from the lip. I need some for this stomach virus I'm dealing with that's going around. I'm sorry to hear that, my sister. I'm sorry to hear that. Get you some, well, email me. We gotta be careful what we say on here. Let's get started. Today, I wanted to come on here for a few basics. I didn't want to come on here for the experts. Make sure you hit the like button while you're on there. This is not going to be the only video. We're going to do some more pre-recorded videos as well. Or I will get me a longer Ethernet cord to come out here. Right now, I'm on my Ethernet cord, and we're out here before the sun goes down, before it's too hot. These are a quick few tips before we go into next week for G.O.C.C. Media's interview with one of the first artists that's going to be on there, which is Deacon Kodam. What an amazing interview. We have way more to come, okay? So you see I got my torn off shirt. I got my other little shirt to make sure the bugs ain't get me. So let's start. What are we going to be talking about today? Some people saying, Elder, I just cannot grow food. I can't grow food if my life depended on it. Oh my goodness. I totally understand you. I was there once before, guys. I was that person who was like, man, I cannot do this. But then I thought to myself, I said, man, what am I gonna do if it ever gets bad? And this is before I returned back to America. I was planting in little pools, and I was just like, this is just trash. Nothing is growing for me. This was about 10 years ago. And I said, man, I started planting, and a few things grew, probably on accident. And then I said, you know what? I never give up though. So I knew I would have to come back. I said, man, I'm a father. I have to be able to plant food. So guys, I didn't give up. I kept studying, and I was inspired by watching a video called Back to Eden Garden. The problem with Back to Eden gardening is lots of people try to use it and they go wrong by it, because all soils are not made equal. Sandy soils, red clay soil, clay soil, or gumbo soil. Okay. And then the soil that they sell at Home Depot and Lowe's. Um, a lot of it is good. But think about it. When things shut down, what do you have? You have what you have around here. Let's just be honest. This is the thing. YouTubers mess everything up, I must say. The Bible already had the information in there for us. So when you go and you buy the Kellogg's, nice, hopefully I don't get stung by a bee. A bee actually stung me right there. So the swelling was all in my face. It's still there a little bit. It's going down. It goes away in like 5 to 7 days, but I'm a G about mine. So I went straight back out there and I still worked. My cat, he's in the box. I keep a cat around here because he eats big rats around here that try to come. But anyway, you can go buy some nice soils that are already mixed perfectly for you, and they work. The problem is, in a crisis, what will you do? Are you going to go to Home Depot? My chickens, my goats are chilling, so I'm happy because I had to go get them as well before the show started. My goodness. They are some escape artists, but I bought some more cattle panel because the electric, I'm going to have to teach you about that too. The electric fence thingamajiggy that I had did not work efficiently for what I had. So I'm going to order a different one than that. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, you have to be able to use what you have. So I know some of you watch people out there like Led the Farmer. I like watching Led the Farmer. He doesn't know the truth or anything like that, but one thing I like about him is he keeps things very simple. I already know how to do what he's saying, but sometimes I just like to watch some people on YouTube. So I'm going to tell you a few things that you need as we get started. And because some of you are in apartments, some of you have big open land like me, some of you may have whatever you have. You can do it. You can do it. And I've done it all right? I've done PVC gardening where you put the holes in there. I've gardened in, trash cans where I put holes in there, or buckets. I've done it all, and it was all successful. But this is the lie that the YouTubers won't tell you. Even though we're successful, there's some things that's always going to be unsuccessful, depending on what's going on with the variables in the soil, with the weather. It's just we cannot dive in and swim underground to understand the universe of what's going on inside of the soil. Anyone who told you different will be lying to you. If you come to a new environment and you're starting your beds, sometimes it takes you a year or more to get that bed right. Right? So I'm saying this to say today's topic is going to be about the basics, but also keep in mind, how do we garden without having to go to the store, but to use what we have, because everything is so expensive right now. Can I afford things at the store? Yes, but why would I just want to continue to give my money to our so-called slave masters and captives? I mean, people who are over us. Okay? No. Why would I just want to give my money to them? I need that money for investments and to continue to invest in assets and for me and my family. God already put everything here for us to be able to use. So let us use it. Right now, I'm sitting here in front of over 50 blueberry trees around here. I'm sitting here with beans around there. With what I have over 50 banana trees that I'm looking at right now. I got a maple tree that you're looking at right here, a baby maple tree. But I have to get more because that's going to take time to settle in. All right. So I have a lot of things around in my backyard, and we're not in the front yard today. We're in one of the backyards. And then over to my right is where I have, oh my goodness, a vast amount of things, even in my greenhouse. But it took work. But I'm here to teach those who have been asking me, elder, countless of times. I need help. I can't grow any food. Let me show you a few things that I use to help me what I've learned throughout the years. And I'm going to stand up as well so you can see. This here will save your back. I know a lot of people complain about, oh, my back hurt because I keep bending down. The good thing about gardening is you're always doing deadlifts when you're bending down. But the problem with that for me is I may not want to do that too much because I work out as well. So I don't want to overwork my body. So get you some of these right here. Okay? Get you some of these. Put them on. Very easy. You can get them from Walmart. You get them from your hardware store. Put them things on and you will not have some bad knees. Okay? Now, if you're a fighter or something like that, don't wear them. Then your knees going to be hard. So if you need somebody, your knees will calcify. That's one thing. Okay? Next, you get you a few tools. You can get you a basic baby little shovel. You don't need it. For crying out loud, if you have a stick, you can use a stick. But while things are up, get you the tools you need. This is something that has like a little baby pitchfork here. It has a little hole on there. I like this one. This is one of the best tools that I love. It moves quick. You can just boom, boom, boom. You know, another thing, if something come outside on you, you ain't know what it is, you actually have a weapon. Boom, 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 boom. See? All jokes aside. Anyway, so you got one of those, or you could just use the basic little hand shovel. This is going to come in handy for you if you have a lot of land and you have wood chips. Now, see, a lot of you don't know that I have a basic martial arts background. I learned from somebody who I can't even say on the internet who he taught. But my stepson, actually, y'all seen him win that fight. So we've been doing this a long time. But anyway, you need that pitchfork. The pitchfork is good. It can pick up heavy soil and not necessarily fall out, and it can pick up wood chips. I love it. It will make your job easy. You have hay? There you go. You're going to need you a rake. Not the rake that you're just raking leaves with. I have one of those too, but you're going to need this. Obviously, we're not talking about pimping, but you're going to need you a garden hoe. Okay? You're going to need your garden hoe. This is not one that I use often. You can use a garden hoe, or you can use if you're doing like a big bed of gardening, that's where this comes in handy. If not, you can use this tool. If you have children, make sure you get you some of these. You know why? Put them to work. Put them to work. And they will enjoy it, and they will continue to, instead of perpetual curses, they will bring perpetual life. Get you some of these. They've been using these since they were small. Okay, so even if some friends come over and they see me and they visit me and I'm working, I say, hey, get you one of these shovels. Come on out here. Let me show you something. This one here is not necessary unless you are trying to speed up your process so you don't have a tractor. When I didn't have a tractor, I really needed this. I'll tell you what, it really gets the job done. It really, 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 really gets the job done. Okay. Now it's not built. Give me another watermelon here for the bugs eat it all. It's not built the heaviest. I mean, for the heaviest job, but it can take a beating. Okay. Shalom, everybody. Make sure you hit the like button as you come in. Y'all know we can have fun on my channel. I want y'all to relax sometime. We don't need any super brews on here right now. Who does everything perfect? Okay. Y'all take a bite. This tool right here is very good. If you have starter plants, like when you go to your nursery and you have your baby watermelons and all of your starter plants, your lettuce, you can just use this. What I like about it is, I'll show you how to use it. Move this extension cord. This is what you do here. So you get on it. It's almost like a pogo stick. Boom. And then your dirt comes out the bottom. Okay? I'll put that back in there. But another thing you're gonna need, you're gonna need you some gloves. You're gonna need you some gloves. Well, I'll be honest with you. Elder does not say anything he doesn't know. He's like, how is an experienced gardener not gonna know what that is? I'm a country boy. I don't know what they call that. I know I need it to put some holes in the ground. And this is where I found it. I don't see much people using it, but when I was leaving Lowe's one day, I saw it and I said, hey, you know what? They had a few different kinds. I said, I think I need that tool because I seen some people have a smaller hand tool of it. And they have some that like you could put in there and squeezes the dirt and picks it up and stuff like that. It's almost like a post hole digger in a sense, but it's like a mini thing there. Another thing you're gonna need, guys, when I say you need it, you don't need any of this. You got your hands. Get your hands dirty. But if you're a gardener, these things do come in handy. I like these because if I'm digging down and there's ants in the soil, certain bacteria that I don't want to touch, I use those gloves. And they're waterproof and very easy to clean because you'll find yourself buying gloves too much. Okay? You can get you some scissors. Don't really need them. Or you can get you a Bumpy Johnson. I keep me a Bumpy Johnson even when I'm not gardening because every day is a day for gardening, if you know what I mean. But all jokes aside, you also going to need you some for your fruit trees. You're going to need you some actual pruners. It looks like a parrot nose, like a hook. Okay. If some of y'all seen yeah, watch that little series, Godfather of Harlem. You know what I'm talking about. But I digress. All jokes aside, if you want, you can get you a heat gun or a torch. Sometimes you need this if you're dealing with landscape fabric to burn holes into the ground. To put your holes in the ground, I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. So those are the few things we need. We also have something here called lactobacillus that we make from home. We also, every now and then, I know how to make this same product. I used to make this when I was living in Egypt, fish fertilizer. I make my own fish fertilizer, but for the time being, I buy this great product here. Okay? It's a 5-1-in-1. Works very great, gives out a lot of nitrogen for your plants. I mix it with molasses. I'll show you a few things. So let's do the basics really quick. Let me get me a little bit more, and I can be on my knees now because I have these knee pad things on. I wish I'd have had this when I was doing my roof on my shed, but I couldn't find them. KIIYsupplements.com. Get your mind right. A few different soil types first before you guys go, Elder, what kind of soil do I get? It's soil right down here. It's soil down here. Okay? But I'm going to show you something. Let me put my gloves on really quick. See, now we putting gloves on to do something good and not bad. Ain't the Israelites coming? The Israelites is coming. They coming back. That's what y'all be saying. The Israelites is coming back. The Israelites is back. Yeah, we putting the gloves on to do something good. To get it out the mud in a good way. So, a few soil types I want to show you. Make sure you come in and hit that like button. Clumpy clay soil. Don't mess my dreads up. Hold up. Don't mess my dreads up. That's my coming to America dread. Can't mess it up. See that? That's clay. Clay soil. You know when you look up some of the plants and it says they like a soil that can breathe, an aerated soil, where the roots cannot just stay clumped up. That's not the soil for you. But the problem is, if you're having that here, like me, which is local or native soil, what you do is you take peat moss, cocoa core or cocoa core, compost, a few other things that you can use to just mix it in. Your local basic garden soil may have peat moss in it. You mix that together, and I'll show you what that does. It'll give you a nice fine mixture, like what you see here. So you have, can't get it on my computer, something like that. See that? That's way more aerated there. The thing about, sorry, I won't get that dirt on my stuff. We're gonna plant a seed before we get out of here. The thing about planting in clay soil, I'm not paying attention to anybody's comments right now. I got to make sure I go on. Then I'll answer some questions in a second before the sun goes down. The thing about clay soil is that once it gets hot, guys, it turns into almost like a concrete, and your roots, it's so hard for your roots to leave. I'm gonna show you a few ways that some people do it. Guys, the thing about gardening, you can always find your own way, another way, and you share that with someone, and we continue to grow and blossom. So, right? So, it holds a lot of water, the clay soil does. Okay, that's a good thing. That topsoil holds a lot of water. But if it rains too much, guess what happens? If it rains too much, your roots are now soaking in water, and then you're going to have root rot, and you're going to have fungus and disease issues. That's why you come in with something, another type of soil or amendment to mix it together to make sure that it can drain. You could even put sand in there. There's so many things. I'm not here to tell you the one right way. I am not going to come on here and tell you this is the way you have to and must do it. If you want to learn the way I do it to successfully grow things, hit me up. If you want to know someone else's way, you hit them up. But all us gardeners continue to learn from one another, even if we're already good. I have successfully grown forms of food where I've planted it so good. Like I said, I can sell it in the grocery stores and restaurants. Everyone can't do that. Everyone doesn't have the green thumb. Some people have, I don't know what color thumb you would call that, but so everyone doesn't have the green thumb. But we're going to show you how to get a basic light green thumb today. So you seen what we did to that clay soil. We mixed it with a little bit of compost and it made it a little bit aerated. You can use sand once again, compost, whatever you have. I have sand over there, a hill of sand. I have compost that I ordered from the store. Either one will work as long as those roots can get have drainage when it overrains. Sometimes it rains so much in my land, guys, my trees, I had to lift them up out of the ground because some of them went the roots rotted. So I was like, nope. We had to learn our land. Nope. We're gonna have to put the trees a little bit above ground, half in the ground, half out of the ground. Okay. And now my trees are doing perfectly fine. I put a little cardboard around them, put a little wood chips, and I barely ever water my trees. My trees are doing fine. I'm gonna be honest with you. We get enough rain in Texas to where you really don't have to water your trees. In some ways, I like it, but you really should have a regular watering time for your young trees. That's the way you should do it. But I'm pretty busy right now, but I am working on a whole irrigation system for my trees. But you really should have a regular watering schedule for your young trees just to get them acclimated. And in a year or two, usually about 2 to 3 years, they will not even need water anymore. They will become drought resistant from the fungus in the ground and everything. But let's stick on subject. I digress with that. Next soil we have here, compost. This compost looks like it was broken down. It's my neighbor, sorry. People in the country have fun. This compost looked like it came just from wood chips. Okay? It looked like it came just from wood chips. And that's okay. It's broken down wood chips. You see how the devil works? What I've learned is that when you have a purpose to do for the Most High, noise will come or something. I was supposed to actually be able to show Deacon Quadam's interview today as well, but the devil is always working. Like, it's just crazy. Like, I've been in this so long to understand how the devil tries to get in the way of the purpose and the will of the Most High. It's just crazy. But you know what? It's a chess game. It's a spiritual chess game. And guess what? We always stay ahead of the devil. He wants to get you angry on your emotions, and it will not happen. We just keep it moving. Anyway, so we have this compost, right? Back to the subject. The problem with compost, guys, it is amazing. It is one of the best. Oh my goodness. It is amazing. Whew. It is amazing. It is one of the best things on God's green earth. But it does not hold water good. It does not hold water good unless you have an irrigation system. This is the thing, guys. You grow food according to what you have now, but also have a system. If the grid shuts down and you can't water it from your own water because you need that water to drink for you and your family, also have a system like that. So that's why I'm telling you, I have both systems. I have a system where I'm going to have irrigation, and I know how irrigation works. For the time being, it's going to feed me and my family. But if something happens to where I don't have a generator for my well or a solar generator for my well, guess what? Guess what? I have to depend on the rain, as we read in the scriptures. It talks about this in the scriptures, it raining, bringing us that rain for our crops. You see what I'm saying? That's where understanding soil comes into play. That's where this soil is good for you. Why? Because it's going to hold more water if you don't have your own watering system. How can you make it for sure be able to hold water? If you're planting on big farmlands without machinery, I mean, that's a whole different story there. You're going to have to come up with a way. People dig big old trenches to hold water when the rain comes a little longer. But if you're just having like a backyard garden for you and your family, then you should be okay. You can actually come through with mulch, wood chips in your beds, Or what you can do is you can do cover cropping. If you cover crop, it's going to add more nutrients into the ground, make the ground more dense, bring in the good bacteria and fungus. You're putting organic matter in it, and it also serves as mulch, is what I'm saying. Mulch helps to hold more water. It helps the fungus roots to connect to your plant roots to feed them water. So, guys, what I'm saying, you need to rewatch this video to understand what I'm saying. I always, in this time, try to do things as if the grid is down. I always move. If the grid is down, will this still function? If the grid is down, will my talent still function? Make sure you hit the like button. We're not there yet. So like I said, you can still learn the basics of gardening. You have to learn the basics before you get to what I'm talking about. Some things, like I'll give you an example. There's sunflowers around here. Let me get a sunflower here. Let me see, can I get you a sunflower? 1 second here. This sunflower, right? I never planted. I never planted sunflower. I just took a piece off. I'm giving you some secrets right now. Can't put it all out there. This sunflower I never plant. Every year is going to come back out of this native soil. How? You're like, well, when the sunflower dies, the seeds get on the ground and then they continue to grow and grow and grow. Not necessarily. In some cases, yes, because some of us have planted seeds and thrown seeds and they never come up. But guys, once you understand what I'm saying about that there's a whole universe under there, meaning there's a whole network under the ground, I dug a trench around my oak tree. Sunflowers knew, it's like they had a brain. They knew to grow all around that trench. They knew where the water would be because they knew water sitting in there. They knew to fill in that trench perfectly. Who's doing that? Guys, there's a whole network under there that understands where to go find water, what to do, how to do it. It's not about no seed falling on the ground. These sunflowers I just showed you, those seeds is the tiny seeds. It's not the big mammoth sunflowers, the sunflowers about the size of my head with the big seeds that we eat. These are tiny sunflowers. Sunflowers also take toxins out of the soil. Guys, there's a whole network of why certain weeds and things grow the way they do. We just have to study to show ourselves approved to understand what's going on here. But today, yes, I'm going to teach you the basics, but I'm saying once you get to this level, you'll then understand what I'm talking about when it comes to the network of fungus. That's all I'm saying. We want our plants that we're planting to learn to mimic the native plants in the area. Why? There's a probiotic and a lactobacillus and fungus naturally on here. If we make a natural plant juice with this, we're going to teach our plants that we've instilled in this ground to be drought resistant, drought tolerant, to go and get their own water. They will have the same probiotics and fungus that this plant now has. It's a whole nother topic we're going to get into later down the line. You want your fruit trees to get that way. You want your vegetables to get that way. Your vegetables, they come and go because you're harvesting them, but the soil itself will end up having those same fungus aspects as the trees that have been growing here for hundreds of years. Okay, so once again, digressing, this soil here, compost, does not hold a lot of water. If you plant straight into here, our brother said it on Humble Servants Homestead. I'm glad he dropped the video. Sometimes this is still working, meaning when you get it, it's still hot. It will stunt your plants to make them look like this. Elder, why is my plants not growing? Sometimes I like to do tests. I do like to do tests. Every gardener, for the most part, is always doing tests. This is a okra. Y'all better chill. My goats. They greedy. This is okra, guys. Okra is easy to grow for me. But I'm showing you, an easy plant that's easy to grow should not be stunted like this. What is it planted in? The roots seem to be okay, right? Strictly compost. It seems to be a little wet, right? Yeah. Now because we had over much rain, but it's not about that. It was stunted because it was just pure compost. That's why I'm telling you guys. For those of you who live in an apartment or anything, I want you to, those of you who are going to be using containers, get you some topsoil, whether from your native land or from Home Depot, wherever you get it, or if you get something dumped. Get you another amendment like sand. Sand does not have nutrition though, so you're going to need some type of fertilizer or something to go with it. I personally like to use organic fertilizer for my chicken coop, but everyone doesn't have chicken, so get you some organic fertilizer from a local nursery. Okay, I'm gonna have to clean that apple. Sorry, gotta clean my computer. Mix it with your compost. You don't need much compost. You need something depending on your climate. If you have a lot of rain, don't use that much topsoil. So I'm giving y'all the game. If you have a lot of rain always, like Seattle or some place, topsoil is not the best for you. You're gonna need something that does not hold as much water. Okay, because you're getting enough rain. So your compost, believe it or not, your compost mixed with a little peat moss and a minute amount of topsoil, you probably don't have to use topsoil. You can use sand. It'll be okay. You have to, it's trial and error depending on your climate. But if you have a balanced amount of rain, but sometimes it overrains, you got to play it safe. Boy, do you have to play it safe, because you can have a crazy winter in these type of climates like Atlanta or Georgia or Texas. You understand? You just never know what your weather is going to be. So we have to have the play it safe soils. And the Texas summers are so hot. So what we do is, you want to plant straight if you can into the ground, because if not, you're going to have to till up, use some topsoil, and put that into your containers so it can hold the water. So when you water it, I prefer, when I'm container garden, if you can, make sure you put these in a pool, a little baby pool that you get, sit it in a pool and let it get the water from the bottom. You don't have to come out and water all the time now. I just save you some trouble. Or you get you the one that has a little tray around it, keep the water in there. But I personally like the pool, or you can use the little grow sackcloth bags for that. Okay? Show you another soil. My own humus, my own compost, mixed with sand, peat moss, chicken poop, and wood chips. The stuff you buy at the stores. I make it myself. If you're local and you want to buy it from me, let me know. I'll sell it to you for a good price. And for sure, you're getting it in its organic. It's for my food scraps and it's for my chickens. This soil right here is amazing. It has every single thing that a plant needs and more. It's already there. It holds a great amount of moisture, not too much. It's also aerated already. The roots can move straight through it, baby. It's perfect. Your chickens give you some of the best soil. They have more nitrogen than goat's poop, sheep poop, but don't use it fresh. We'll talk about that another time. You can plant directly into this if it's been sitting long enough to look like this. Smells nothing like poop. It's already been decomposed. I use this chiller right here. Okay. I use this chiller right here, and I go into the chicken poop where it may be compacted in some areas. I chill it, I take it out, and I add it to the local soil to feed it. You only need to add about a 1/2 inch to 1 inch of your compost every year. You don't need much, guys. Don't over complicate things like YouTubers. YouTubers sometimes are spending more money than you spend in a grocery store for a garden. And then they won't even eat the stuff in their garden just to get YouTube views. Guys, it's time for y'all to start planning where you're actually going to be able to keep your garden. Understand and pay attention to your plants like it's a baby. Does that plant need to be watered once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week? Don't overwater it or your roots are going to rot, or you're going to have powdery mildew and mildew problems. So I'm giving you some basic tips. Write them down right now. Something else. Give me some more watermelon, yeah. 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 I still have to train after this, so I have to make sure I stay hydrated. Ooh, yeah. Grapeness BCAA is lovely. Hit the like button. I want to show you something, a few things that you can use if you're a basic gardener and say, listen, Elder, I just want to start the basics. Okay. I'm just using this as an example. This is just old okra. Get out of here. Okra will grow back so easy for you. But anyway, I got these beet greens. Go to your local store. Get organic beets. You don't have to be organic, but I like to get the organic ones. Stick them in the ground. Okay? Stick them in the ground. Put your soil over them. Water them on the regular, and you're going to have you some beet greens. Beet greens are in the top 10 healthiest greens in the world. They grow huge. Or take the seeds and spread them and plant them. So, for example, we're going to do it right now. I'm going to waste some seeds for you guys. Am I not? My wife probably was like, boy. Nah, my wife's a sweetheart. She would never dare to do that. Let me see. What seeds would I want to do? I don't want to waste. I need some seeds that I don't really need right now. Oh, no. All of these seeds I want. Basil. I'll do the basil. Got some heirloom basil. Heirloom just means that it was a seed that was been passed down. It's a very good seed. It's non-GMO, okay? Guys, you can plant, like when you plant your seeds, look. See that? Look. You can plant your seeds, and one of these seeds will make a huge basil plant, guys. It gets bigger than it gets big as this blueberry tree or bigger. I've always had to cut down my basil seeds. Or you can be a gardener and just plant them all. Don't let nobody make you feel bad if you do that. Don't let them make you feel bad. All you have to do if you say, I got a little too much, thin them out. So you could take this soil, okay? Guess what? And I'm not going to waste them. You sprinkle them in there. You can move it back like this. Look. Sprinkle your seeds in there. Cover it up. Don't pack it down too hard. Give it a light watering. Okay? Give it a light watering. Don't overwater. You just need to keep it damp until the seeds come up. Once again, if you feel like you have too much of them, thin them out, give it to the chickens, eat it in your salad, or do whatever you need to do. The seeds don't cost that much. And you're going to get the seeds back from your basil. When your basil grows a flower, that means you're going to grow the seeds. Keep those seeds. Sell those seeds. Do whatever you need to do to those seeds. I'm going to grab the bottom of this watermelon so I don't get no germs on it. Christ, why don't your disciples wash their hands? Because I'm touching the bottom of the watermelon. Can you see that? See? A little dirt ain't never hurt nobody. That's where we get all our fruits and vegetables. Anyway, Let me give you all a little example of something else really quick. Watch this. Let's see if I can point this camera down. This is what you do if you want to plant straight into the ground and keep some weeds away. A basic thing. You take your Bumpy Johnson. Take your Bumpy Johnson, okay? Mr. Cat, I got to take you out for a little bit, baby. Okay? You can take a bigger cardboard than this, obviously. Something where you really don't want the weeds to grow. I want you to check me out. Let me see if y'all can see right here. You can see right here? Cool. What you're going to do, cut your circle. Don't cut yourself. Don't cut yourself like I almost did. I got so many cuts on here from before. You can take that, or you can take this. You can do the same thing with your landscape fabric, but just make sure you have you some pins to put your landscape fabric down. Some people like to just lay landscape fabric down and plant straight into that. That's okay too. You can even plant a seed straight into there, or you can put your starter in there. That's what I want to say. I'm gonna do them both next to each other, okay? So we're using a razor and we just cutting across in the middle. I hope y'all can see that. You see, can they see that? Yeah. We're gonna take this, go right into that same hole. You don't need to go too deep if you're gonna do a seed. So this allows you to go whatever depth you want. Take your little thing. Don't get rid of this. You may need to use it. Sit it right there. Okay. You do not need this though. If you say, Elder, I don't have one of those. Okay. Take your little hand shovel and do the same thing. Get on your knees with this. See, some of y'all messing your back up. Get you some of these, my older sisters and my brothers. You can just do this. Look, boom. Boom. Same thing. Elder got ways, the same ways to do the same thing. Put it back over it. Okay? You must have your pins in the ground to keep it down. But for now, I'll use this. Okay? Okay? So we got 2 holes in the ground. Let me see. Can I show y'all what you can't see that much. Let me see. There we go. You got 2 holes in the ground. You got a hole where I put this cardboard. So we had a wider cardboard. Weeds will not be able to grow through this. Eventually, the worms will come and eat this. The worms will not eat this, but it's going to keep the weeds away from it's going to keep the haters away. Let's call the weeds the haters. It's going to keep the haters away from your plant trying to shine with the sun. Okay? Your plant needs to make it rain, and your plant needs to get its shine on, for the black people's understanding. So the sun needs to shine on it, and it needs to get rained on from water. We don't want the weeds to come over here and say, let me go see what they doing over there. I need to go shine like them. No, you staying over there, brother. And we got the hater blocker right here. That's what the hater block is. Or sometimes people go and take their weed eater, or if you have a torch, safety first, you can take your torch. I got a big torch though. Make sure no wires are in the way. Look, see? Some people do that to take their weeds away. But I don't want to use the big one right now. See? And that'll keep your weeds away too. That'll keep your weeds away if you had a big torch. Or you can also use this to put a hole in your landscape fabric. Sometimes they give you trouble. You want a hole in here? Boom. The hole is already done. You step on it, make sure you don't cause no fire. You already got a hole in here. So if you're going down and you put landscape fabric all down, use your torch. Boom, boom. Use your heat gun. Boom, boom. Take you a starter. I have these as if this is a starter. This is compost in here. We do not want to I'll put my gloves back on. Depending on which type of plant that you read about. If it says that your plant can grow in any kind of soil, don't waste your money. Put the native soil back in there. Okay? Be careful. You gotta be gentle. See? Check it out. They got compost already on there to feed it. We're gonna make it to the size that we need it. Or you can just take it all out, put that thing in there. Be gentle. Boom. Cover it with your compost. Okay? Now what we gonna do to make sure that the cardboard don't fly away or look ugly, we're gonna get some wood chips. I get free wood chips delivered, but I have a bartering system. So now no one can see your cardboard. When you water it, the weeds will not come back, except for around here where you can use your lawnmower or your weed eater to cut. But your plant will not get choked out from the haters. The same technique here. The same technique there. Take our starter. Put that thing in there. Now you don't want to make sure it's clumped. You don't want to clump it up. Make sure you don't get wood chips inside of your hole, or it's going to take nitrogen away from your plant. No carbon inside of your ground, only on top. Put your little label and stick in there, obviously. This one's old and broke. Okay. And then you can still cover it back with a little bit of this. Okay. Boom. Now this thing is in the way right here, but it's just an example. Now with this, when you're using landscape fabric, I'm gonna be honest, there's really no need to come back with no wood chips on top. This is already doing what you needed to do. If you want it to look pretty, it's just for looks. And down the line, obviously it'll feed it, but it's something that you don't need to do. You take your water hose and you water it in lightly. It depends on your plant and your climate. About once a week, I like to give my plants a Sabbath. That's philosophizing though. But that's just something I like to do. I like to make sure my animals have a little bit more than enough to eat, so I don't have to come out and feed them if I don't have to feed them, getting ready for the Sabbath. And also my plants, I will come out and do this to my plants. I will take one of these. There's so many different types. Put the camera up a little bit. Okay. Oh no, you can't see that. Okay. So I will take one of these and I will give it a little fertilizer of two things. Lactobacillus to continue to allow my plant to be disease resistant, drought resistant, and to be able to fend for itself and give me what I need in my body. Also, I like to add just a little bit of this. I don't even need to look in the back. I've been gardening so long. Make sure you read the instructions. I just give it a little cap of this in this size container, depending on the size of your garden, if you need a big one or not. I give it some molasses. Molasses has magnesium, iron, nitrogen. It also has sugar to feed the microbes, to feed all of the microbes in the ground. You put it in here, okay? You put your top on. Make sure you read the instructions on these. You close that thing, okay? Then you turn it, make sure you pump that thing. You pump it, and I'm gonna show you how to hit it. You'll know when to stop when it starts getting too hard. And it's a workout. Till you see that tricep, look at that tricep moving. That's why I'm telling you, when you get outside, you still working out. I was pumping the tire the other day, and when you move this, you hitting triceps. You see that tricep? Boom. You hitting triceps. And I'm getting a secondary bicep. So listen, I be working out all day. Hit the other arm. Let the other arm get something. Straight money. Straight money. The Most High had us all exercising, getting money. Okay? Take that. Close it back down. And then you're ready to go. Let me show you what this is going to do to your plants. I like to have it on this setting. So you just hit them. If you're dealing with bugs like to hide underneath. Hit it from underneath your kale, especially your kale and your brassicas. Your brassicas like your broccoli, your kale, your collards. Some of them are trying to eat mine already. I never get nervous. I come out and I'll show you what I hit them with. What I just showed you to put was a regular thing I put molasses, fresh fertilizer, and lactobacillus. Or sometimes I only spray lactobacillus. It all depends on how I'm feeling. I try to do that minimum once every 3 weeks. On average, once every 2 weeks. If I'm not busy, once every 1 week. Okay, once a week, excuse me. That's to feed them and making sure that the bug's not going to get on them. Because you don't want to spoil your plants. You want them to be able to fight against the bugs on their own. That's your ultimate goal. Like these sunflowers, they grow on their own. Nobody's watering these sunflowers. Nobody's watering these weeds. Nobody's watering these trees. That's how we want our fruit trees in our garden and our vegetable garden, soil. We want it to be like that. They have now a network under there where their roots are spread everywhere. The sunflower can grow where it wants, when it wants. You want your garden and your things to be able to do the same thing. So there's also another system that I'll talk about. It's similar to Korean natural farming. People call it their own names, where you'll take some of those sunflower leaves, make your plant juice. Everything that's involved or inside of these weeds has nutrients that you can feed plants with for free. Why are you going to buy stuff at the store? You can feed it. You can just soak some freaking leaves. This grass is nitrogen. Nitrogen and carbon, guys, they make heat. If you have a greenhouse, put the green and the brown together in a pile. Do it a little bit before winter. Put it in a big pot like this, a bigger pot though, like a bigger pot or a wheelbarrow. Sit it inside of your greenhouse. It's going to make the greenhouse stay warm for free. Just telling you. Okay, I'm just telling you. So you can actually put banana peels in a trash can or a bucket, a green bucket. Leave that water in there for weeks. Come back and water your plants with that once a week. I like to do it before the Sabbath. That's just my little thing I like to do. I'm going to give my little plants something. I'm finna chill on the Sabbath. I'm going to let them chill too. That's just my little crazy self. But I'm at one with the garden. So as you see, I'm successful at making compost, but really it's not me. It's what I allowed the Most High to do with his creation. His chickens make my compost. I don't need a freaking compost pile. They make my compost. Whatever I need, I go get it from there. I can go empty my whole chicken coop right now. And I will say 85% of it will be done because obviously we throw food scraps every day. 85% of it will be done. If I sit it for a few weeks, it's going to be 100% done. Free. All I need to do now, go get more carbon. Chickens poop nitrogen, high nitrogen. What did I just tell you? Carbon and nitrogen make heat, and they help it to decompose and break down. Take their nitrogen from their urine and from their poop. Take this carbon or hay or whatever you have that's carbon. When you put it together, go back in a few weeks and see if it's still there. They're going to break down the compost for you. You're working too hard. Or, I don't got no chickens. Okay, take your food scraps, put them in there. Find you some worms, put them in there. They're going to help eat it down. Food scraps is nitrogen. Coffee grounds is nitrogen, even though it's brown, but that's nitrogen. Then get you some wood chips or get you some little hay that you keep around. Get you some cardboard and some paper. That's carbon. Keep layering it. Dump it out. Put it back in there in a few weeks, you got your own compost. I just gave you some gazillion-dollar game. Just gave you some game. Okay? You can use that to feed your plants. All right? So, bug spray. There's many ways you can do bug spray. One way is to soak onions, garlic, and red pepper inside. Look at that big old cow back there. Inside of a bowl of water. In the morning, pour that same water into a spray bottle or one of these. Don't blend it and pour it in, or you're gonna stop up your little sprayer. These things are so sensitive, it will stop your sprayer up. I promise you. You don't even want to put like the pepper in here to do it. Don't do it. It's gonna stop it up. More BCAAs. Keep that metabolism going. Yeah, that's fire. Keep me in protein synthesis. Don't put no pepper in here. It's gonna mess it up. Boy, it's a big looking cow. So, bugs like to eat these aphids. The ones that look like they're doing a little race, the ones that they look like they're doing a little race on your plants, those are called leaf miners. But this will get rid of them. Once again, garlic, a spicy pepper, onion, put it in a bowl, soak it overnight, pour it in here and spray it. Spray it twice a week for the first 2 weeks, and then you should only have to spray it once a week after that, and really probably no more after that. Once they know you're spraying, they should leave it alone. Make sure you wash your vegetables, though, because you're going to be eating all of that stuff on there. Oh, forgot to mention, I also make chicken poop tea. I would take some of this compost, because really it's compost now. I take my compost. It's a compost tea, or you can call it chicken poop tea, but it's from the chicken coop. You put your chicken poop inside a bucket, and you can leave it there. You can literally leave it there for 15 minutes. Don't let anybody lie to you and say it's going to burn your plants. It's not. Chicken poop, once it dries out for like a week or two, it's not as much. It's powerful, but it's not going to burn your plants. You can leave it there 15 minutes. The longer you leave it, the better. If you pour molasses, the better. Strain it. Put it in here. Go and spray your plants. What plants do you not spray with it? Don't spray your root vegetables with your chicken poop tea. You can do it with regular compost tea that's just from wood chips, or your little tea that you make from leaves. Don't spray your root vegetables like beet or potatoes. Unless you're spraying the top of the potatoes, it'll be fine. I never had a problem with it, but I'm just letting you know. That way no bad bacteria stuff happens. I wouldn't spray it on my carrots and stuff like that, unless it's just finished compost, like all the way finished. But if it's fresh, I definitely wouldn't do it. So you can make a compost tea, and you can spray your vegetables in your little sprayer. Let's go back to the bugs. What do I use? What have I always used? One of the main things is neem. We just talked about a cheap and easy one you can use, but I like to really use neem. The only problem with neem is that it can take away some of the pollinators, like the bees, from your plants. That's why I don't put too much of it, because this thing, guys, this should last you a few years. This little small bottle. I'll be honest with you. I use peppermint. This is 100% pure peppermint. Okay. I also use something to help it stick, which is a dishwashing liquid. I put that dishwashing liquid and water alone will help take bugs away too. But this is what I use to make sure it's a for sure thing. I put that in the sprayer. I go all of my plants. It don't take long at all. I just walk through the garden, and I got some extra ones for the children. I got some shovels for the children, and I got some extra sprayers for the children. They have some mini ones too. Use those kids and teach them. They want to eat. They need to work. Boom. Done. Don't stress yourself. Do not stress yourself. That's how you spray for your bugs. I just gave y'all some game. I just gave y'all some game. What else would I want to talk about here? I think that's the main thing that I wanted to talk about today. The basics of planting in the ground, the basics of planting in a container, what type of soil to use. Containers leach out water a lot. That's why I prefer you put them in a tray or a pool that's going to hold the water to water them from the bottom. The type of soil to use. We talked about how to spray for bugs, how to use compost tea. Now, I forgot to mention something about the compost tea. The compost tea that I use with this is for a foliar spray. A foliar spray means I'm spraying the leaves. But you also want to sometimes do something called a soil drench. So you take the plant. I did not know my wood chip guy. My wood chip guy is here. You take a plant bottle, right? Okay. A watering can. And what you would do is you would actually put your compost tea in there, and you will go around and water the base of your plant. But remember, not the root vegetables. Okay? You can really just put compost around the root vegetables and you'll be fine. That's my wood chip guy. See, it's no games. It's no games being played. We got boys dropping off stuff right now. So what do I do for this gentleman? I take chicken eggs and I give to him, or we barter. Okay, so that's what we do. So I'm going to answer any questions that you guys may have really quick before we get out of here. This is not going to be the only session that we do. We're actually going to get a little bit more deep into it. We're going to use the tiller and show you a few things with the tiller. We're going to show you. Please don't get stuck. Please don't get stuck on the land. It's been wet around here. Okay. Sorry. So I kind of got distracted a little bit. The wood chip guy came. We're going to show you a few things with the tiller. But what do I wanted to talk about something else really quick. Can I remember? I probably can't. Oh, we wanted to talk about something. The debate on no-till gardening, no-dig gardening. I am a no-dig gardener, but I want to say this. When you move on some land, guys, you have to, the first year, I'm going to be honest with you, it's hard to no-till the first year depending on your soil type. If you have sandy soil, go for it. Go for it. If you have hard clay soil, I would necessarily go for it the first year personally because it holds good water and you want some of your plants to be in the ground. A lot of people watch Paul Gauchi's documentary Back to Eden Gardening, and they all failed from trying to no-till. What they did not understand from Paul Gauchi is that Paul Gauchi was actually using the compost like I'm using from his chicken coop. He threw everything in his chicken coop. Ashes, burnt ashes. He threw everything in the chicken coop, guys. Everything. And he just took out from the chicken coop the wood chips that he always put in there. So when he said he was using wood chips, they were wood chips that the chickens had decomposed, which is still kind of like compost. So that's the confusion part when people were just saying, well, I did no-till and all of my plants were yellow, because you put wood chips, big wood chips in there, and it stole the nitrogen from your plant. So it robbed your plant of nitrogen. So when you put wood chips, guys, in the ground with dirt and you plant a plant in that, it's going to rob your plant of nitrogen. Also, if you just put wood chips on top and you don't feed your plant nitrogen, those wood chips are going to take nitrogen from the ground and help them break down. That's why many people fail from it. So the method that I have with my compost, I'm going to continue to use it because it works. Just making sure this guy ain't getting stuck. It don't look like he is. Anyway, so I'm just telling you, we're going to be talking about no-till gardening and tilling. When we say till, we're not talking about over-tilling where you just like killing the dirt. But you can take a year to build that soil up yourself to the soil you like. And then the year after that or two, now you can no-till. Now you can cover crop. and mow that thing in there or cut it down and till it into the soil. That's what I'm saying. Okay. So I just wanted to put that out there for the misconceptions about no-till gardening and tilling the garden. There's nothing wrong with tilling the garden if you know what you're doing, but if you're tilling it and you're just robbing the soil of nutrients and not putting things in there like azomite, which are great minerals to replenish your soil that's been taken out of all of the farmlands, guess what? It's just, you're defeating the purpose. Why did I come on here? Many people are not gardening. Many people don't know how to garden, and I'm not going to come on here and make fun of them and keep saying what they're not doing. I'm going to come on here to actually help them. But I'm going to come on here again. Next time, we will do a no-till and till method to show you exactly how we till the garden, um, and what we would do for that first year of planting, and then what we would do the next year after planting. I'm going to show you that. I'm going to take my time out to show you that. Most people definitely missed the chicken poop compost part. Yeah. I mean, he can't give all his game away. He can't give all his game away. So, they know daddy like that salt on my watermelon. Lord have mercy. But I didn't want to come on here and be like a scientist today. I'm trying to explain it to beginners. I don't want to just try to sound deep to sell you something. I'm trying to teach the beginners actually how to garden. Like I said, if you're local and you want some compost, you can get it from me. You're going to get organic garden soil. I'm not going to overcharge you, but I'm also not going to undercharge you. Don't think you're getting the hookup because I put work in to make my compost better than what you're going to get at the stores. The stores, guys, plant your stuff into their compost and see if your plants don't be looking yellow. You have to know what to do to plant in that compost. That's why I just came on here today to give you the game and tell you, listen, mix it with the topsoil. Mix it with a little peat moss, or mix it with a little sand. Mix it with a little cocoa cure. All of my food scraps, once again, are in my chicken coop. All of their poop, the hay, the wood chips, and the things that are in there is what you're going to have to make sure that your garden thrives. Listen, my potatoes, I would never have to fertilize them until they come up. I put that chicken poop, cover them in chicken poop the first time to compost. I barely even had to water them. They doing just fine. Will you ship if I pay for shipping? Yes, I will ship. Now, the compost is a little heavy though. That's why I said if you local, but I definitely will ship it. I don't mind. I'm just saying it can be a little heavy. I bought some sackcloth bags. I'll put it in sackcloth bags or whatever the case may be. All right, so let me answer a few questions for about 7 minutes. Make sure y'all hit that like button. I really appreciate you guys. We got 358 people in here. We only have 312 likes. I know some people forget and forgot because I forget, but I'm just asking you for the sake of our whole church and for the sake of people learning to survive in the times that come where they trying to put MR. What did we say we was gonna call it, Mr. Nah? Where they trying to put Mr. Nah in food? I'm coming out here to sacrifice my time and say I got to go teach my people what I know. I got to go teach them to plant food and teach them to grow food for their family. Some of y'all think it's easy. Listen, it's not easy. It's even if you love it, it's not easy. You got to come and put the work in. Some of us work all day where you don't have time to come and put the work in the garden. But at least if you don't have time to put it in now, you know what to do. You can practice it now on a small level because it's serious, guys. Do you want some people putting some Mr. Nah or MR and you know what in your food and you don't know about it? And then you look back like, dang, I got dang on zombie blood in me now. Like, no, y'all got to take action. Straight up. I'm not finna punk out and have these freaking nerds put stuff in my food and I can't do nothing about it. So we getting ready to have another thing where we teach people how to slaughter chickens, and we're gonna put it on G.O.C.C media. So for those of you who know how to do that in your area, if you show a video of y'all doing it, send that video to me. I'll tell you how to send a video to me, and we'll put it up so we can show our people how to do these things. Every man in the past had to know how to slaughter an animal, to sacrifice in the past. Every man. I don't know how to slaughter an animal except for a chicken, right? And even with some of that, if you do that wrong, you can mess the meat up. So we all have to relearn things. So we're gonna be doing these workshops again. You understand? Because some of our people can't even stand to see some of this stuff, but that's how we're gonna survive. Everything was eaten fresh. It wasn't no refrigerator. That's why the Most High was like, you can't keep this past the third day. It's no refrigerators around here. Everything was eaten fresh. You see what I'm saying? So we need support and all that. We need men to step up to the plate, because I was reading today in Leviticus 5, like the Most High was like, if you can't bring a ram or a lamb for a sacrifice, well, do the turtle dove and the pigeon. If you can't bring a turtle dove and the pigeon, then you bring the flour with the frankincense. Excuse me. That means like people couldn't afford a lamb sometime, or people couldn't afford turtle dove or a pigeon for the sacrifice. So it's showing me that, listen, like when the scriptures tell you no man can come to the feast empty and stuff like that, we had to be on our grind. Even in the land of Israel, we had to make sure that we was putting in. He was like, y'all not gonna be able to make no excuses. If you don't got the lamb, put in the turtle dove. If you don't got the turtle dove, put in the flour. It wasn't no thing where he's like, oh, Elder, I can't afford my tithes right now. Guess what? If you can't pay $100, guess what? What did that lady put? She put in her pence. Well, you can't pay $100. You ain't got 50 cents. Put your last in that you have. So he like, you can't put in the land, put in the turtle dove. You can't put in that, put in this. And we have so many people in our church who don't pay tithes, who's calling themselves Israelite, thinking they're getting in just because they're Israelite. It don't work like that, guys. He's coming back to sift the Jacob who's trying their best to serve him. Not to be super bruised, not to be more perfect than everybody, but trying their best to serve him and saying, listen, if I ain't got this, I'm going to put this in. If I ain't got that, I'm going to do that. Like that lady who put her last in. So we have to be the same way when it comes in with this gardening. Try your best of what you have. You don't go give these people all your money. I just gave you game of what you can do. Go take you some of them sunflower leaves, shred them up with your lawnmower. That's your nitrogen. Find you some wood chips or some cardboard, some free cardboard somewhere. That's your carbon. Put it together. You got some compost. Period. Use what you have. My bees got food. They got wildflowers all around here. You think I'm finna just cut all the grass down? I need some of it to stay so I can feed my bees. They gonna give me honey. My goats, I got them a goat run so they can eat grass. The Most High made a system for us. They eat the grass, they get fat, we eat them. We store their meat. We can their meat because there was no refrigerators. Y'all see what I'm getting? You dehydrate food. I've dehydrated food on top of my roof and made sun-dried tomatoes. See? You cut your little greens and your herbs. You make your own seasonings. You don't need these people. There you go, my sister. You milk the goats. You see what I'm saying? You use the clothing of these things, of the goats for some of the tents that the Most High had for the tabernacle from the goats. Yeah, they had goat skin. And then we use some of the sheep for the wool, for rugs and for coats. Elder, can you use blackstrap molasses? Definitely you can. You definitely want to use unsulfured blackstrap molasses when you're dealing with the other one you can use, but you rather use the unsulfured one. Yes, you can. Definitely. That's the molasses I use. Blackstrap unsulfured. How to start a beehive, Elder. Elder was going to come on here and show you today how to start it, but I'm going to show you that soon. Am I an expert? No, but I'm going to show you the basics of what I know to where it's simplified. I need to take my butt down there to the fairgrounds and learn a little bit more, but I don't have time. I know the basics because, see, I'm not a liar. I'm not one of these cats or these people, these men who come up on here and try to act like I know everything. I have a beehive. That thing is running just fine. I know what to do, but I'm sure there's some little experience that I need to gain, and I will gain it in time, but I know enough to give me some honey. So I'm actually ordering 2 queens. They're already coming in, 2 new queens to add to my hives. I have 2 hives working right now, and I'm going to add the other 2.5 this week. So in the fall times, I should have me some honey if it be the Lord's will. And my neighbors, my security has their honey down there. Okay. Yes, you can. Humble Servants Homestead. I used to make my own Gatorade from sea salt, some type of vitamin C, whether it's lemon or orange. You understand, and put me a little sugar in there to go to the gym. But now I just wanted to take it to the next level. So for those of you who can't do that or don't want to do that, take it to the next level. We got something for you. Tastes like Kool-Aid. Or do what Humble Servants Homestead said. Get yourself right either way. Or eat you some of the summer fruit. Eat you some of the summer fruit that the Most High made. Eat you some of the summer fruit. Now, summer fruit got electrolytes in it. But the thing is, we got both. I got both because you can't carry this around all day. So I got both with me. I got to get, oh, he's talking about grapeness. He's almost out of his grapeness. I got to actually get my grapevines this year. So I'm going to put them up. Would you consider raising quails? Yes, I am going to be raising quails and turkey soon. Most high willing, I'm going to have it all, but you transition slowly. Deal what you can handle for now. Right now, we need to be trying to make sure we're getting as much assets as possible, getting our finances in order. We don't want to take on too much we can't handle. Take on just enough you can handle. If you can only afford 2 chickens, get you only 2 chickens. Get you 4 chickens. They'll have you a few eggs. You feed them good enough. And guess what? You're going to have you some eggs every day. And I know in HOA neighborhoods, you got to have your chickens like a 50 to 100 feet apart from your neighbors or something like that. You got to look that up. I used to have chickens in my HOA. Yeah, it tastes like Kool-Aid in real life. I will not lie to you. It don't pay me nothing to lie to you. Most I hate liars. They can't get into the kingdom of heaven. I used to sell cool cups or cold cups where you put the Kool-Aid inside the cup. Yeah, I can tell you what it tastes like. Cloth pots are good too. I love cloth pots. They just get really heavy when you want to pick them up. So make sure you put them in a good area where you want them. I'm definitely going to take me some quail eggs though. Any more questions? Because we're going to get ready to get up out of here. I got to go hit me a workout. The interview will be here next week with Deacon Cordon. I'm not telling you what we did, but guess what? Get ready for some more y'all artists. I'm going to be interviewing y'all soon. Get ready. Singers, all that. And shout out to Mr. Richard Evans, who newly joined our choir. He killed it the other day. Call him the Black Willy Wonka. He killed that thing. The Voices of Zion. Shout out to TTK for getting on the billboards. Listen, we coming. The Israelites is coming. Did you grow the watermelon, Elder? Not this one. My other watermelon is not ready yet. Most of the watermelon grows, they start early. But most of the watermelon and the stuff grows at the Most High grows in the season when you're actually planting yourself. So you feel like you're getting them late because they have it in the stores, but you ain't getting it late. It actually grows in its proper season. Like you wouldn't get cucumbers year round in every place. Cucumbers would only come in the summer because it's a summer fruit. There you go. Forge in the kingdom. You should take those classes and learn about this. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. But don't try to, when you do that stuff, don't come out here tracking like a know-it-all. Because some of that stuff they teach, some of the stuff they teach is no different than bodybuilding. They teach you something and then it don't even be working. And then they don't even be knowing what to do. So learn what you learn and continue to grow with it. And be open-minded. Do you leave planting cloth pots in the desert or sun and bring them in at certain times? Oh, no. I put that thing in the cloth pot, sit that thing in a little pool of water, and we keep it moving. And then it sucks the water up from the bottom. Can I grow on old land that was once used to grow crops on? Oh, yes, you can, Miss Danita. You surely can. All you would have to do is put it in that hole like I showed you, add you a little something to feed it on top like a little compost, and keep it moving. When are your children cartoons coming out? They're supposed to be coming out with something this week. They're working on a book. They were finishing up their book. That's why they hadn't came out with anything. They're getting ready to come out with their little book. They got a coloring book coming out. It's a coloring book and a book at the same simultaneously. It's coming out very soon. We'll let you know when that's out. And they're already working on David, the story of David right now. It's a new channel, so give them a little time, but they finna be on the regular. We had to get some new technology and all that to come with it. They're getting ready to come because there's been a lot of people asking. So, yeah. Like I said, they're excited. They got their first YouTube check, and it's not about the money, but this is their little business that they're doing for the Most High. So, quail eggs are much more nutritious than yeah, I know that, but it's not that deep. It's not you. This is the thing you want to stay away from gardening. This is right or that's better. It's no one right way. So I'm not getting on you, but the chicken eggs and the quail eggs are just they both good for you. You know, I mean, you be cracking those little quail eggs all day. But yeah, both of them is good for you. What kind of fruits can you grow in the winter season? A lot of citrus. The Most High made like certain citrus to grow so that you can keep your vitamin C up in that time. He made summer fruit to grow so you can have your electrolytes. He makes certain things purposely to grow at certain times for us to stay on cycle with his seasons. Do you pollinate your melons? No, my bees pollinate them. The chickens need a companion, so get at least two. Yeah. Well, oh, there you go. That's what she's saying. I thought she was saying they need a rooster. Nah, she's right. If you get at least two, it's better. That thing is crazy if you just get one. Good Lord. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yep. I said neem and peppermint oil spray in the pans. You can use peppermint oil alone. You can use garlic oil. You can just soak garlic, onion, and an actual pepper and some water and pour it in there the next night. Yep. How can you send a video of what we are doing in the garden? Send it to elderrawchaa@gmail.com. That's elder, and then you got AHRAYA@gmail.com. Mickey Delight. If the video is too big, send it through WeTransfer.com if it's too big. Our bishop should be contacting you very soon. I don't know who DC Hanley is, so I don't know who your bishop is. You have to tell me who your bishop is. And he's going to be contacting me about what? So send me an email for something like that because you don't want to put nothing like that out on here. Because I don't even know what you're talking about right now. And I'm only saying that because sometimes people come on here and you don't know who they are. So maybe you're a part of our church, but I just need to just email me that. Email me elderrei@gmail.com. What do you do for the watermelon when you first plant them? I just make sure I put some of my chicken poop compost in the ground, put them in there, and let them fly. But they like to grow better in the ground so they can stay wet. Because if you just plant them in compost, the experiment I did on my land, because I was learning my soil, plant them in compost alone, nah. They need, yeah. You got to learn your land. Test your land out and do different experiments and see which ones are doing better. Go back and rewatch what I did here and you'll see. All 100,000 should be watching our young family, but all Israel is watching for their own personal reasons. So I don't expect everybody to watch my children. If they do, they do. If they don't, listen. Paul said all Israel is not Israel. We don't get emotional about nothing. We know the Most High gonna bless our works. We do it at the end of the day for Him, and it prospers all the time if you do it for Him, and that's what any of y'all. That's why we should have way more than 17,000 subscribed on Elder Rawchaa G.O.C.C media, the same as that. But I guess it's a lot of old subscribers who probably not with the church that's on there or not, but that's a big percentage of people who, if they come and support, man, they'll learn a lot so that they can be on point in these times to come as well. Elder Amar is dropping stuff on his show. Born to Levi. It's like you don't want to miss what's going on, or you gonna be hitting people up later like, Elder, how do I do this? How do I do that? I'm like, hey, I can't help everybody. I only got enough oil in my lamp. No, I'm talking about I only got enough BCA double A's for me right now. You see? By the way, we dropping some cold stuff on KIIYsupplements.com. We just putting it, we hitting the kinks and we getting the kinks out the way of certain things. Made the new business part. This is going down. It's going down. Got some stuff coming for your children, stuff coming for you, boy, or you're gonna be happy. And we working on making sure getting that vitamin D3 back in. Like I said, after that show that Elder Rawchaa did, I got cleaned out. It'll be back soon. So the sun's getting ready to go down. I got to go say my sundown prayer, and I got to go get my workout in and get my food in. This is the time you want to be saying a sundown prayer right before it's getting ready to go down, not when it's down already. When you read in Apocalypse of Paul. So I got to get ready to go. Now, if you just miss it, still say it. It's not that deep, but Esoteric, elucid. Oh, Lord. Okay. Well, shalom, everybody. Peace and blessings to you all. I hope you enjoyed today. Look out for the interview next week. If you have any more questions, feel free to send them to elderrawchaa@gmail.com. That's Elder Rawchaa. That's AHRAYA. Obviously, I spell it with an H, but the email is without an H because it would not let me get that on Gmail. So it's elderrawchaa@gmail.com. You send that there. And if you ever want to visit the Church of Houston, make sure that you always contact me or any leadership. Okay? Shalom, peace and blessings to you guys. Make sure you come out here with some clothes that you don't mind getting dirty like I did today, okay? And usually that's not white. I have white today because I got stung by that bee, and bees, they stay calm when you have on dull colors. So they right there, and I gotta, shalom. Shalom, everybody. Peace and blessings now. All right, guys. Thank you guys for showing up today.